Remember back to 2019 St. Louis when you were one of the worst teams in the NHL? Remember when you fired your coach midway through the season thinking all hope was lost and you called up a no-name goalie by the name of Jordan Binnington and rode him all the way to your first Stanley Cup championship in 50 plus years? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers, and the bill has come due from the hockey gods. What? What are you looking at? This isn't an ad for some dang cookie. Maybe when Johnny finally reaches 1,000 plus subscribers on his channel and create ad revenue to go along with it, then maybe we'll talk about doing a Pepperidge Farm commercial. This is just me ranting. Some housekeeping I'd like to attend to first. Apologies to anyone who is watching this video on Saturday, as I mistakenly said during the Preds fan reaction to the Calgary game that the next game would be Saturday. Apologies for that, but you do consider yourself a fan, so you should have known the schedule anyway, and maybe also seen the notes that I apologize for my slight mistake. But that kind of stuff happens sometimes when you're trying to flush these out and get them out to the public as soon as you can. But before I jump into this recap, I want to ask the loyal Preds Nation who have found my channel and are watching my videos regularly, how many of you remember back to Sunday, April 17th, 2022, that just so happened to be Easter Sunday that year? I believe it was game 75 or game 76 of that season. You can go back to season 3 of Preds fan reaction in my video catalog to find it. The Preds even had a 1-0 lead in the first period, if memory serves. The Preds then proceeded to allow the St. Louis Blues in that game to score 7 unanswered goals, 7 goals total in the second period, on the way to curb stomping the Preds in Bridgestone Arena by a final score of 8-3. Current newly signed Pred from this last offseason, Ryan O'Reilly, even had 2 assists in that game. And I thought I would have parked that game in the deep crevices of my mind to somehow flush it away and forget it, but as the Preds were running up the score, not purposely, I don't think, if the Blues aren't going to stop them, but as the score was running higher and higher on the Preds goal total, that game came to my mind. But luckily, it was on a positive note because I was thinking about the Preds potentially equaling that score going the other way. Now, if you're a Blues fan who has found this video through searching reactions to that game, save yourself the trouble. Don't watch any more of this. It might just make you angry, just like that game 2 seasons ago made me angry. Do yourself a favor. Go into the channel name, go back to season 3, and watch game 5, 75, 76, and watch that one to cheer you up instead of watching what I'm about to say about this game. Now, that out of the way, let's do the recap. Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators stomp the St. Louis Blues in Enterprise Center Friday afternoon by a score of 8-3. Usually I don't like hearing that dang bell inside Enterprise Center whenever the Blues score. But if it means that the Preds more than doubled the Blues goal total, go ahead. Bring it on to my ears. The day after Thanksgiving, the Preds certainly didn't appear to be the ones stuffed from eating too much food, as they scored 3 goals in the first, 4 goals in the second. Kevin Lankinen, who played in this one, made 36 saves. Philip Forsberg scored 2 goals, and Luke Evangelista scored 2 goals, and even Ryan O'Reilly scored for the first time in his return to his former team. In the first period, where the Blues outshot the Preds by a total of 19-14, yeah, there was a lot of action. It was the Preds' coming out party, because just shy of 7 minutes into the first period, Jeremy Lauzon with a shot from the point that gets through, and on the way it's tipped by Gustav Nyquist, and Hoffer thinks he has it covered up guarding the Blues net, but Philip Forsberg can see that it's loose, and he gets right in there and digs away, scramble, and it's in the net. The Preds have the early 1-0 lead. No reason for any of us to sit down after that goal before the next goal, because the Preds on the attack again. Not even 25 seconds later, Yakov Trenin goes right in, and he backhands it. It looks like it's in. Colton Sissons, who set him up, thinks it's in. So does Ryan McDonough. The referee doesn't call it a goal right away, but yes, it just snuck in there. Hofer tried to cover up the evidence, but the Preds, just like that, snap of your fingers, are up 2-0. Fast forward to just under 7 minutes left to go in the first period. Preds still up 2-0. And, oh, would you look at that? Blues captain Brayden Schenn hits Roman Josi a little late after he gave up the puck. Well, Jeremy Lauzon didn't take too kindly to that, and immediately on a line change calls Brayden Schenn's number, and the two have a scrap. They each get 5 minutes for fighting. Maybe Blues fans thought he should have got the instigator because he went right after Schenn, but hey, Schenn didn't say no. And you know what? That really endears yourself to a locker room, as Luke Evangelista later said during an intermission with Lindsay Rowley, when a guy stands up for your captain like that. That earns you respect in the locker room and can really rally a team. Anyways, about 30 seconds after the fight, mad scramble, play is crazy in the Blues zone. Follow the bouncing puck. Keith Sherwood gets it to a wide open Luke Evangelista, who beats Hofer before he can make any attempt to try and stop it. The Preds are just cruising comfortably, it would seem, up 3-0. This multi-goal lead is safe, right? Well, maybe not so fast, because with about 3.5 left to go in the first period, Buchnevich for the Blues cuts into the Preds lead. They do lead 3-1 after one, but like I said, the Blues are slightly outshooting them, so nothing to write home to mama just yet. In the second period, the Preds keep pushing that ball down the hill. The Blues tries to try and push it back up against the Preds' resistance, but nope, it relents and the ball continues to roll down the hill, crushing every Blue it finds. It's like the Preds are saying to the Blues, I must break you, like they're Drago from Rocky IV, except the Blues can't be Rocky on this day, they're Apollo Creed. This leads to just shy of 3 minutes into the second period. Preds in transition. It's Luke Evangelista. He fakes like he's gonna cross ice pass it to Keith Sherwood, but instead gets it to Spencer Stastny, who lets it rip from distance and beats Hofer. It's his first NHL goal. It's 4-1 Preds, and it's sayonara good night for Hofer. In comes Jordan Binnington. Now, with a new goalie in net, would it get any better for the Blues? Well, you tell me, with Alexandrov and Buchnevich in the box for the Blues and the Preds having a 5-on-3. Less than a minute into the 5-on-3. Preds keeping the puck in the Blues zone, setting up. The puck comes down to Philip Forsberg, and guess what? With only 3 Blues defenders on the ice, there's a wide open lane for Philip Forsberg to just tap it over to a certain former Blue, and Ryan O'Reilly, in his first game since being traded from the Blues to the Maple Leafs last season, bangs it home. The Preds are, yes, indeed, cruising. The Blues have no fight in them. It's now 5-1 Preds. Just over a minute later, after Ryan O'Reilly has made it 5-1 Preds, the Preds still on the attack with the remaining penalty about to expire for the Blues. And Luke Evangelista, off of a pass from Philip Tomasino, takes a shot. He immediately goes in for his own rebound and puts it home past Binnington. The Preds are now up even more comfortably, 6-1. With under 10 minutes left to go in the second period, Robert Thomas chips into the Preds lead and makes it 6-2 Preds. But the Preds would get some insurance one more time before the second intermission. Now, with 2.5 minutes left to go in the second period, number 36, Conn Smythe. Yes, you heard me right, Conn Smythe, because the rest of this isn't going to make sense otherwise, that Conn Smythe is playing with Philip Forsberg, who he sets up, and he takes a shot, bang, bar down, in the net, past Binnington. It's his second of the game. The Preds cruising right along, 7-2 after 2. Not much going on into the third period, as both teams seem content to just play this one out since the game has gotten out of hand on the scoreboard. We don't really want any suspensions or anyone getting hurt. Jake Neighbors, though, would get one more for the Blues just over 5 minutes in. But then, at last, the exclamation point on this game, as just under 8 minutes left to go in regulation, Keith Sherwood would pot his 5th of the season past Binnington, a goal that every single Preds player except for Lankinen knew was in the net. The refs didn't know. The goal judge behind Binnington's net didn't know. But video review would conclude it was a good goal. Preds easily maybe play a little bit better defensively, not to allow 3 goals and maybe win a little bigger. But hey, I can't be greedy. Preds win this one clean, basically, 8-3. Well, that was a nice post-Thanksgiving dessert. Now, wasn't it, Preds Nation? The Preds are now on a 4-game winning streak, believe it or not, for the first time since early January 2023. Preds have scored at least 8 goals in a game for the first time since March 5th, 2022, when they shut out San Jose in San Jose by a score of 8-0. Oh, and give the Preds credit in this game because they spread the love around. They scored 4 goals on Hofer and 4 goals on Jordan Binnington. Preds will be off tomorrow, Saturday, before starting a 4-game homestand that includes the likes of Winnipeg on Sunday, and old foe from the 2017 Stanley Cup Final, Pittsburgh, coming to town on Tuesday. 1 game at a time, 1 game under 500. Let's see if we can get that back to NHL 500. Hopefully Sunday, or if not, because Winnipeg gives you trouble, maybe by the end of the homestand. Oh, and this one last thing that I wanted to add to this video, because news broke late Friday that former Preds prospect and player Sam Girard, you remember Sam Girard, the player who was involved in the 3-way trade that sent Matt Duchene to Ottawa before he became a Predator and brought Kyle Turris to Nashville. That Sam Girard has entered the NHLPA's Player Assistance Program for Anxiety. So please, Preds Nation, I trust in you. Send him and his family on Twitter or just say something nice on social media, hoping that he's able to recover from this and return to action on the ice soon. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really loved seeing the Preds beat up on the Blues in their building as much as I did. Click on my channel name to find my social media. Tell all your friends about Redemption. And again, the Preds have won 4 in a row. Is it okay if I let them get my hopes up again that maybe they might eke out something special come April?